Folks, Christy's got the worst end of the deal again. I'm sitting here in the air conditioning while she's out in the heat. That's right. We're experimenting with this new Curtis cab on the Z994 Deere. Let's get started. Okay, so one of our first questions was, can we mow under the limbs without trimming anymore? This is what we had already pre-trimmed for our other equipment. What I found is the cab only appears to be about 3 inches taller than the rocks on this machine, and I think I've just about hit it there, but even if I do scrape the top of the cab, that's not bothering me.
You're not scraping, actually. Just it.
Okay, so that's good, and even if I do scrape the top of the cab, it doesn't bother me, right? Because that won't hurt anything. The windows is a different story. Let's see if I can do that at a different angle. Yeah, I can see them good though. The cab is not wider than the mower, so I don't have any problem with that. And the mirrors, at least on the left side, may be wider than the mower. On the right side, the mirror is not as wide as the safety discharge. I'm being a little bit lazy. We've got some limbs out there that I should pick up. Strike that. We've got some limbs out here that Christy should have already had picked up.
Wait.
But hey, we'll just let the mower take care of it. I can handle those. This, folks, is a joyride. I'm not kidding you, this is pleasant.
I can see our whole yard's going to have to be a park-like setting trimmed up this high.
You think so?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of you are probably already asking, well, how much does that cost? And, well, I'm not exactly sure. I know it's too much money. Yeah, it's expensive, but you know what? Some folks are going to say it's worth it, and I get it. I might be one of those folks. Because it is pleasant. Not only does it stay cool because of the air conditioning, it's keeping all the grass and just the debris out. One of the things I like the least about a zero-turn mower is all this grass that comes up on you all the time, and I just don't have that problem with this. This is great. Now, as far as specifications and details about this cab, I got a couple of places to refer you. I don't want to go through all that in this video. For one reason, we've already done a video at Equip Expo last year at a trade show where we talked about these cabs, and we'll put a link to it in the description. And if you're watching on the right kind of device, we'll put it up in the right-hand corner of your screen. So that's a good place to go to look for that information. You can also go to the curtiscabs.com or curtisindustries.com. The link again in the description, and we can show you the detailed specs, including the prices and all there as well. Now, typically this would be a dealer installed option. It's probably not something you want to do yourself. It's not incredibly complex, but it does have some complexity to it. The cab itself is shipped all one piece, so it's a drop-on, right? So it just sits right over the mower and fits right on there. That's probably not such a... The air conditioning system is a direct crankshaft attached air conditioner, so it's got a specific connection to each machine. For that reason, I can't say that it'll fit all John Deere zero turns or whatever. It's going to fit just a few specific models. For the John Deere, right now it's the Z994. That's what I'm on. And that's a diesel one. That's got the same engine. This one has the same engine as the 1025R. Christy, it looks like our willow tree has fallen down. Actually, we've known this for months.
Yeah, another project.
Another project, and it's been too wet to get out here and get it. Now we probably waited long enough. It may have killed the grass. But So one concern I have is scratching the windows. We had a lot of discussion about that. The windows are scratch resistant, not scratch proof. So as you know, as we continue to use this mower, I'll get more aggressive with it. And don't tell the folks who've heard us, but since I don't own it, if I scratch it, well, I scratch it. And I'll tell you how and why and how bad it was. For instance, if those little willow limbs that I just went under scratch it, well.
I just looked at the top. I don't see any scratches.
But the air conditioning part is direct crankshaft attached. So it's specific to not only the brand of mower or even, you know, in some cases the model of the mower, but which engine. Like some mowers come with a choice of engine. Usually there's a different model number. For example, in the Ferris mower, there's a IXS or ISX 3300. That's what they work with. That's the 40 horsepower. And they've recently found out that it works fine with the 3600, ISX 3600. I think that's the only two Ferrises they work with. They have a ZD 1211 in the Kubota line. Neil Messick has shown it, but unfortunately I think it was involved in an accident. You'll have to ask Neil about that one. But I think that particular ZD 1211 is no more. Let's just say it's a hot commodity. But I don't think because of the cab. No, it just happened to be in a location which it got a little bit too hot. Christy, this is going to be a 2-hour video because I am just going to mow with this thing and mow and mow.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you know, I wonder how loud it sounds to you guys. The cab is probably pretty loud. What I mean is it's not really a good sound isolating cab, but I'm wearing this headset, and with that, it's fine. And Christy and I have an intercom system between us from Steel. We've shown it before on this channel, and with that, it's pleasant as can be. I think Christy's probably a better zero-turn operator than I am, so I put her in the cab.
I like how precise the controls are on this particular zero turn. First time I think I've driven a John Deere zero turn. We've had time in a Coyote and a Dixie, obviously. I like Dixie too.
I'm not sure if this one's got multiple speeds or if it's a single speed. I can't find any gear shift yet.
Am I going to clear this branch?
Yep. I mean, it's going to rub a little on this outside end, but it's not going to hurt.
Okay. That's nice. Be inside here with the air conditioner, and you can go inside now, Tim. Goodbye.
Yeah, I know it. I made a mistake there. Strategic error by Tim.
You did.
Oh, that was, you wimped out on that trim. I'm going to give you a C on that.
Okay, I do have a little trouble seeing the very edge of the mower.
Maybe lean out further.
I'm leaning out, down.
Now this is a 60-inch mower. They offer this same 994 in a 72-inch. I talked to my John Deere dealer, and he said that it handles the 72 fine. I can believe that, even though they offer only a 60-inch on the 1025R with the same engine. You know, that tractor's doing some other things, right? It's got the hydraulics and all going, so it makes sense to me that this might still be able to handle 72-inch mower. I think a 72-inch would make your life easier in there, Christy. You'd be able to see the edge.
Probably, because I really can't see very well. And I don't think that's the cab's fault. I think that's probably more the...
Well, your torso's not as long as mine, so when you lean out, you don't lean out as far. Your head's not near the edge of the cab when you lean out.
I'm just amazed at how it can get around these trees. And I would get more comfortable not being worried about the cab itself. Right now, I'm like, I don't want to scratch anything. I don't want to, it's brand new, right?
Yeah, drive it like you stole it.
Sorry, Curtis. Now remember, guys, I actually trim it here with a Vinny with the 8-foot finish mower on him.
Yeah, Christy does all this trimming every time. And it is amazing she's able to do it with an 8-foot mower.
I'm just really impressed. And I'm in the air conditioner.
You already said that.
I know, but
Now you hit the cab on a limb there. Did you know?
I did not hear it or feel it, but we have these headphones on as well.
And notice I got her a new approach that does not require her to wear the wonderful hard hat like I have to wear.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's see if I can go in between these.
You know, I've watched you operate a lot of equipment for the first time, and you are remarkably comfortable with that. You're not nearly as timid as what you are with some equipment.
I already like this machine a lot. Now I know I'm going to hit that, and I really don't want to mess up our tree, so.
Now this machine has 175 hours on it, but I think it's not been used much for mowing. I imagine most of it is long-term testing on the AC system itself. Because when we looked under the mower deck, it didn't look like it had mowed hardly at all. Yeah, I'm not trying to fly the drone. After I fly into a couple of things, Christy takes away my privileges.
Yeah, exactly. Now here, we may have an issue because I've got bushes.
Yeah, you've got grass that stick out below the bushes. You're not going to be able to get that without.
And that's something I would take the bin track and just run the front mower right up under it.
Yeah, that's going to be hard even without a cab on a zero turn. What you would end up doing is just run those limbs right up in your lap.
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of fight them off and get the job done.
Am I hitting the tree now?
Nope. Well, maybe the tiniest ones.
Okay, but not enough to hurt it.
Oh, no.
Okay, I have to say, if you gotta mow the lawn, this will be the way to do it.
I think it rides a little bit better than without a cab. I could be wrong. We have not had the 994, but we have, I have ridden a 997 with my friend Steve, and it's even got wheels on it, so it's supposed to be a step up from this one. But I think that extra weight of that cab may take a little bit of the bounce out of it. The cab weighs somewhere around 300 pounds, and people would say, well, is that too much for these transmissions? And the answer is that in the worst case, if they can't find any specifications, what Curtis has done is they make sure that the cab is less than the weight of the grass collector. Okay, so they know that the tractor is certified, or the zero turn is certified to handle the grass collector, so it should also be able to handle the cab. Now let me say that they do not support running with the grass catcher with the cab version for that exact reason. A lot of these transmissions are pretty close on their capabilities and their ratings compared to the mower, which makes sense, right? You're not going to tow stuff with a zero turn, at least much.
Keep talking.
Yeah, I know it. The air conditioner is fabulous, but the dust avoidance is something that I really didn't consider as much, and it's equally, if not more valuable. Of course, you couldn't have a cab like this in the summertime without an air conditioner. It would be impossible. But the dust avoidance is amazing. Now, it's not perfect. Now, there's a little bit of dust that gets inside this cab. It's not totally, you might say airtight or whatever. I can see some gaps here, and we see a little bit of dust accumulating on the floor here. It's supposed to be a pressurized cab of sorts, but it is allowing a little bit of dust in. I'm being ultra critical by saying that. In other words, it's not much dust at all. You know, you just notice it on the floorboard here a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to say this, and people are probably going to freak out. This is the most comfortable zero-turn ride I've ever felt. And yes, I've ridden a very nice Ferris. I've ridden the Z997. And I'm convinced it's because of the extra weight taking some of that hop out of the mower. I don't see any other way, because I just don't feel that sharp hop that I feel typically on a zero-turn mower. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like riding a zero-turn. I'm not saying anything about its efficiency. It's an incredibly efficient way to mow the lawn, but typically I do not like riding in one because of that little hop that I'm talking about. It's a sharp vertical movement when you hit a little bump, right? This one, I just don't feel that very much. And yeah, it's got a really nice seat in it. Very nice. But it's, you know, it's not like my yard is perfect. Right, Christy?
Right.
This yard is rough.
Rough.
I could buzz right along here now. Well, you can probably tell it in my voice. You're not hearing that shaking in the voice that you sometimes hear when someone's going past across the gutter, right? So yeah, I would say that's the biggest surprise. The rest of it I could kind of see and expect from the show floor, but this is the biggest surprise so far, actually driving it. To my knowledge, Curtis is the only manufacturer that's making an air-conditioned cab for zero-turn mowers. And yes, they're kind of pricey at this point, as any first generation or early adopter product is. We've talked about that with the electric equipment, right? This is it's ready to go. So even though it's only one manufacturer, really the only penalty I see is it's a little bit pricey. So a lot of you are not going to be able to afford it. I don't know that I can. It would be hard for me to get this by the finance committee if I were paying for it myself. There's no question. It truly is luxurious. So some of you are going to say, well, I don't care about the price. I want a more comfortable way to mow my lawn. Now my dad, about the time he turned 80, he bought a John Deere 3 Series tractor, the 3320, predecessor to the 3R, and he bought it specifically so that he could have an air-conditioned lawnmower. And of course, there's been a lot of discussion over the years about how a mid-mount lawnmower on a tractor is not nearly as efficient and as fast at mowing the yard as a zero-turn. So I kind of wonder if my dad were reevaluating today, if he'd say, you know what, that air-conditioned cab on that zero-turn might be just what I need. I could envision him of deciding that would be his air-conditioned lawnmower today. So there are some folks, you know what, if an 80-year-old has worked hard all of his life and wants to spend a few dollars so he can mow his yard in Kool-Aid, so be it. And, you know, us young bucks that can't afford it yet, we can just go pound sand, because you know what? These guys have earned that. And that's what hard work all your life, saving and taking care of your money can get for you. So, you know, if folks can afford it, I wish them well. This is luxurious as can be. I finally found a bump there that was too big that made me bump out of the seat. Hey!
What?
You know
I thought it was my turn again.
I think you need to talk to Aaron at Bentrack.
Oh, to get a cab?
Yeah, see if we can get
Yeah.
Curtis and Ventrac hooked up and see if we can get air
That would
conditioning.
be awesome. Because the mower on it's out front, so I could still run up under trees and stuff.
And as it is,
the
you're gonna get a little bit hot today on Vinny. Of course, there is the fan.
Why do I have to use the Ventrac and you get this?
I thought maybe I was just gonna be able to
kind of smoothly push that right on through.
Yeah, I'm not that stupid. Stupid. Can't say it, but
You're on to me, is what you are.
yep.
This is a winner. It is truly a joyride, as we might say. And if it were a 72-inch mower,
Well, we could get more mowed at one time.
yeah, I mean, this is still, and the question is it going to trim quite as good? We've shown that it does trim well. We're going to have to trim some of these bushes back if we're going to use it as our full-time trimming mower.
And I needed to do that anyway.
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any more questions about this mower, I don't know how long we'll have it. At least till July, maybe all season. It depends on several things that Curtis has got in mind. And the supply on these 994s is not good, apparently. That's the reason they've decided to support the 970. It's a gasoline engine. I really like the diesel engine. We're big fans of the diesels. We have the diesel Vinny as well. And I think some of the supply issues on the Ferris that they support is a challenge as well.
Sound like it.
So they may need to take this back sooner than I expect, but let's just, don't tell them. There's going to be a fight on their hands.
Exactly.
I guess it's time for the final decision.
I'll use Vinny today.
See how kind she always is? And everybody's going to be mad at me.
Nah, they won't. I like Vinny.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if I'm calling one of you tonight for a place to stay, well, please be kind to me. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Hey, I hope you're still watching. I wanted you to see my unloading technique. We put a lot of thought in how we were going to get this thing off the truck. We decided that the power dovetail on our trailer would be the perfect ramp. We could adjust the height to meet right up with the bed of the truck.